Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing fantastic and that you're all having a wonderful day. Likes, comments, and subscriptions are, as always, very much appreciated. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Bitcoin price looks ready for another leg higher over 17,500 US dollars. The last 24 hours have been quite significant in that a lot of people are now once again hyper mega super crazy bullish on the cryptocurrency space. Top analyst predicts Ethereum will massively outperform Bitcoin in 2023. Here's his target. There's no actual number per se. It's more the fact that a lot of people have grown very optimistic over where prices will be going in 2023. And the general idea being, as we have seen before, but this one particular analyst believes that if prices go back up, that he believes that Ethereum will be outperforming Bitcoin, and he also made the wild prediction that Ethereum will become the number one coin. We've seen this before, not that it's become the number one coin, but the speculation that it could or will be happening. This came out in 2017. It was called the flippening. It never took place. It came kind of close, but we'll see what ends up happening this time. It says Ethereum price key indicators suggest a strengthening case for an upside break. Yes, all over the place, everyone's talking about exactly how high prices are about to go, or where they're going to go, or where people are anticipating them to be by the end of this year. It says XRP bullish signal. A whale has withdrawn $33 million worth of XRP from Binance. I think the first withdrawal was around 50 million XRP tokens, and then the second one was around 32 million or something. I don't remember the exact number, but they were massive, massive amounts. This part of the news is actually a two-parter, which we're going to get into in a little bit as well. But the main one here is that people are withdrawing their coins, and this is usually seen as I'm not going to be selling anytime soon, and therefore I'm taking my coins off of said exchange to hold them for myself as opposed to liquidating them. Bullish news, if you will. Part of the news that's floating around and why we're seeing a more optimistic approach to where XRP's price is going to be going. It says rumors suggesting that the legal battle between Ripple Labs and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission is coming to an end have continued to circulate, prompting the crypto community to weigh in on the matter. Speculation is rife about a potential settlement this week on the 15th of December. Which was shared in a 10th of December Ask Me Anything with Charles Hoskinson. Yep. Noting that he heard rumors that the case would be settled on the 15th of December. He later reiterated that it was only rumored and that he didn't necessarily believe it to be true. Meanwhile, Cointelegraph has also come to the understanding that the rumors are unsubstantiated. Yeah, because they came from Charles Hoskinson. It's so weird that someone will create a rumor and spread the rumor and then go, well, I don't know where I heard that one from. But also, by the time it gets to the 8th person, no one remembers the original person. So I'm here to tell you, you probably heard that sometime this week, there was going to be a settlement of a lawsuit. No one knows if that's true. The rumor was started by Charles Hoskinson. Right. So, I mean, besides the actual generalized optimism that people have been having with the end of this lawsuit, yes, Hoskinson created the rumor. So maybe he knows something, but I assume by the 16th of December, if nothing has happened, then, you know, he probably made it up. Also in the news, it says Cardano community expects ADA to jump by 50% by the end of this year. Is this possible? I mean, I could grow wings in like 5 minutes. No one knows exactly what's going to happen in this parallel universe. But We'll see. I mean, if other coin prices rise, I assume that ADA would do the exact same thing. There's no real reason why ADA wouldn't be moving up with the rest of the coins as well. It says ex-Goldman Sachs executive says Bitcoin and Ethereum are flashing historic signals as central banks prepare to reverse policy. Yeah, for those of you who didn't get the hint, prices are up. Prices are moving up. I mean, it's not like dramatically up, but it's better than waking up and prices are in red. Can you guess why? Yeah, that's why. The Dow jumped because people are expecting, I believe it is today that we are going to be hearing from the Federal Reserve as to if inflation has gotten betterer or worserer over the last month and or so. I think it's been like a month and a half at this point that we heard that we were going to hear from the Fed sometime in December and hear if their inflation numbers are good or bad. A lot of people are expecting only, I believe, 2 and or 3 more interest rate increases. And by the time we get to March, it should be finito. Will it be finito? Nobody knows. Oh, we got to wait and see what's coming. Oh, I was trying to rhyme, but you can't rhyme that. Anyway, so the point is, a lot of people are expecting, because we heard from the Fed a couple of weeks ago, that the interest rate rise, the next one, may only be 0.5% as opposed to 0.75%. And this has gotten a lot of people a little riled up. It says markets rally ahead of key inflation report. I believe it is going to be today that we are supposed to be hearing from them. And then it is supposed to be a couple of days down the line when the interest rate increase actually ends up taking place. So, we've been hyper correlated to the stock market for around 1.5 years. So if they go up, we go up, everyone happy, everyone make money. But if not, just know that mathematically, the Fed cannot raise interest rates forever. At some point, it is going to stop. And when they do stop, the stock market is going to rally. The cryptocurrency market is going to rally as well. What's this one? Yeah, also just some other price news. It says here's how the cryptocurrency market may rally by 10%. Based on JP Morgan prediction. Is basically JP Morgan believes that the inflation data should be coming in at around, I think, 6.9 or 6.8%, and that is low enough that they believe that the Fed will then announce that they are going to have a lower interest rate than they previously did before. If that ends up happening, the stock market rallies, and therefore, based on JP Morgan's prediction for the stock market, we will also then rally. Right? That's all the price news. Quite optimistic. Very nice to see. We'll see where the rest of the week takes us. What's today? Only Tuesday. Oh my gosh, it's one of those weeks. This happens for me maybe more so, where I'm living my life, and for some reason I wake up and I'm like, Thursday and or Friday. Nope, still the beginning of the week. So it's a goof on my part. That's the price optimism cryptocurrency news. And yeah. Let's move on. In what was the most popular news story over the last 24 hours, after the collapse of FTX, Binance is at the center of, it says, all the controversies. Okay. Surrounding the introduction of a proof of reserves. You might remember this a couple of weeks and days ago. This was like the main topic of discussion. The idea was that FTX was so terrible, so horrible, they had no proof of reserves. No one knew explicitly how much money the cryptocurrency exchange had. So a number of other cryptocurrency exchanges began to pop up and say, hey, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to tell you exactly how much money that we have on our balance sheets. And I told you, even at that time, they were just simply saying it out loud to kind of calm your fears. And about 99% of them would not be doing so. What's that? Yep, I was correct once again, because every crypto exchange is exactly the same. They're all businesses who are just trying to make tons of money. So the only exchange that did actually come out with proof of reserves were the people who got the whole thing running in the first place. It was Binance. And Binance came out, this was 4 or 5 days ago, with something of an audit that someone audited them, and they were able to see, we were all able to see that they had, I think, 101% of their reserves, i.e. everything that they said that they had, plus a little bit more. After FTX's bankruptcy, almost all crypto exchanges have started to provide a supposed proof that they are not speculating with their clients' funds and hold them in full. The idea is, allegedly, Sam Bankman-Fried, working for FTX, allegedly, created fake money and was using that to over-leverage positions in other markets and also buy up tons of real estate. And therefore, people believed that they had the money when allegedly they were simply creating it out of thin air and then using that to buy other real cryptocurrencies and other assets such as Solana, and then, yada, 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 yada. Since there is no industry-wide standard for proof of reserves yet, the community is looking particularly critically, who wrote this, at the exchange's approach. And Changpeng Zhao's Binance, at its latest proof of reserves, are, of course, at the top of the list. The Wall Street Journal recently published a report that comes down hard on Binance. The exchange hired an outside accounting firm to prepare a proof of reserve report covering some of the assets and liabilities. However, as the crypto community found out, there is not an agreed upon procedure agreement, or an AUP, which is not an audit review of assurance engagement according to the accounting firm. So allegedly, the numbers were simply prepared, but they were allegedly not based off of much information that they could have actually received. So in essence, it was not an audit. It was more so a number that was pushed out there. Take that for what you will. Here's the actual tweet for it right here. The Wall Street Journal's latest report also takes aim at this. It warns that investors should not be satisfied with the report. Douglas Carmichael, an accounting professor at Baruch College in New York and former chief auditor of the U.S. Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, explained, "I can't imagine it answers all the questions an investor would have about the sufficiency of collateralization. That's the main thing it seems to speak to." So at the moment, and I said, this was the most popular news story. However, some other news has come out, and I find the timing of it just, cherry on the cake once again for the timing of this situation. Binance apparently is now the target of a federal financial probe. This has many different layers to it. The first idea being the proof of reserves. A lot of people in the cryptocurrency space want more information, and rightfully so. If you are trusting a cryptocurrency exchange and they tell you that they have a proof of reserves, I would assume, especially a company as large as Binance, you maybe have like 5 companies do 5 different audits, and then they all come up with the same number, and we all go, they're not lying. On top of that as well, Binance over the last couple of years has been accused of many things by different countries around the world, and this is the portion of the federal probe, because allegedly, from what I gather reading around on the interwebs, is that nothing has been explained or no information has been accurately been provided for the questions that the federal agencies have. It says Binance withdrawals surge as concerns about its proof of reserves report spooks traders. Binance endured $902 million of net outflows in the last 24 hours. This is quite common. If you hear that a crypto exchange, a bank, anything may potentially be having issues with how much money that they have or whatever the case might actually be, people tend to take their money off of cryptocurrency exchanges. I will say this, and then we will move on. I find it quite interesting that the people who lit the fuse for the collapse of FTX and the idea that crypto exchanges can't essentially be completely trusted because we don't really know how they work. They are private companies, private businesses. The people who were afraid from FTX simply just moved over all their money to Binance. Binance, for those of you who missed it, the first week of FTX's collapse saw, massive inflows of money from FTX and other cryptocurrency exchanges. And now tons of people are taking their money off of Binance to who knows where. So, once again, here's what I'm going to say. If this event spooks you, or you are terrified or have no idea where to put your money, get a ledger. That is not even financial advice. That is simply sound advice. It will be in your house, in your room. You will know where it is at all times. There is an affiliate link in the description below. I said that a couple of weeks ago, and I think not many people actually listen to me. These are all private companies. They tell you what you need to hear so that they can custody your money. That's how a bank works. That's how a cryptocurrency exchange works. A lot of them have banking licenses. Right, so just going to move along from that one. Federal prosecutors mull charges against Binance and CEO Changpeng Zhao. Here's another news report from Reuters. Reuters reported that a split between prosecutors in the U.S. Department of Justice impeded a decision on whether criminal charges should be brought against crypto exchange Binance and its CEO Changpeng Zhao. Federal prosecutors previously opened investigations into Binance and several executives in 2018, including Changpeng Zhao. Reports said that Zhao and his company were under probe due to suspicions of unlicensed money transmission, money laundering conspiracy, and criminal sanctions violations. For those of you, I will explain each of those. So remember a long time ago, Binance got started in 2017. It quickly became one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges before becoming the largest cryptocurrency exchange on the planet. At the time, you might even remember, what was this, a year ago? Remember when all the federal agencies were really upset with Binance because they didn't have paperwork? And I was joking, like it was literally Binance did not have paperwork, and therefore regulators around the world were not satisfied with it. The regulators began to then allegedly realize that A, they didn't have paperwork back then, but they were acting as a money transmitter service without the said paperwork that we actually needed for them to work in our country. Right. So once again, it comes down always to money and paperwork. The other part is it has been alleged for a number of years, that Changpeng Zhao has been working with Justin Sun. Justin Sun has very close ties to China, and it is believed that Changpeng Zhao, I think, is also from China. I'm not really sure of where the entire thing goes. A lot of it basically has to do with the fact that it was alleged that Binance years ago was allowing the transfer of funds from different parts of the world that also had sanctions on them. I won't be naming the countries for whatever reason, but the entire point is people were like, did Binance allow the movement of funds from X to X country that was under sanctions? And therefore, if they did, they're in trouble. Binance said that they didn't do it, of course, because why would they be admitting that they did something incorrect? And now it appears that after 4 years, the allegations are now moving forward, saying that they allowed for the movement of money into a number of countries, allegedly, that are under sanctions. This is why it says criminal sanctions violation. So, money laundering, you don't have the paperwork. You can't transmit that amount of money. Therefore, it's money laundering. Unlicensed money transmission, Binance did not have the paperwork in every single country. They were operating as, basically on airplanes and trains because every single person was working remotely. And criminal sanctions, basically because, like I just said, if money did indeed go from their systems to another country where it should not have, then problems. Around a dozen prosecutors on the case proposed aggressively moving against Zhao's company, Reuters reported on Monday. The U.S. Justice Department was unable to reach a consensus on the matter as other lawyers said more time was needed to review evidence. So, as it stands right now, no one knows what's going to happen. Like this, no one has any idea. Binance has, of course, or Changpeng Zhao has come on to Twitter and has disagreed or said nonsense and all the other stuff like that to everything that has been alleged against them. I'm trying to find the words to say this. Regulators don't like us. I find the timing of everything, especially this year, against every single thing crypto is just the timing's just a bit too perfect, if you will. The constant collapses, the constant probes, the constant this, being taken into custody and all. It's happening all too close together. And I personally believe it's being done in an effort to discredit the cryptocurrency space. I can't really phrase it any other way, especially with this coming so close to the Sam Bankman-Fried news. The other portion of it is, when I say that they don't like our space, they will literally do anything to make us collapse. Also, in tying into the actual collapse as well, don't forget that the largest players on the planet don't want us in the market and also don't want people like Changpeng Zhao or the head of Coinbase or the head of Kraken to be in this space either. We've heard that a couple of years ago. The biggest players, the Fidelities, the BlackRock, they want to be the Binance of the space. They want everyone to go to them because Binance, Coinbase, and Kraken, they're making billions per year in revenue from trading fees and everything else that's happening on their platform. As one of the largest corrupt banks on the planet, you want that money to flow to you. You want to be making the billions. So I think this is part of just a larger thing of the biggest players, my opinion, trying to get control over the cryptocurrency space in some sort of way, and they'll do whatever they want to do to kind of make that happen. And I say this now, and I know no one will listen to me. Two things. If Binance ends up in trouble, the cryptocurrency space is in trouble because people don't pay attention to logic and won't realize that Binance is not Bitcoin and will begin to sell off their coins. Binance is kind of the last gigantic piece of glue that's holding everything together. So that's why I think this is all very coordinated in some sort of way to announce all of these things now. Okay, I'm going to move on because I'm not physically or mentally in the mood to actually ramble for a very long time. But just know that the timing of this is very suspicious. And if Binance goes down, the cryptocurrency market is going to have a very long, extended winter. So just know that. Yeah, the news is everywhere. U.S. Justice Department mulling criminal charges against Binance founder Changpeng Zhao. Binance CEO might face criminal U.S. charges. Former SEC regulator has said Binance's proof of reserves audit is how I define a red flag. So, if Binance actually does have all of their money that they claim to have, please just get more audits. It doesn't make any sense. This is what there was some other company who did this years ago as well. I don't understand just hiring one company. Hire as many companies as possible so that we can get an accurate reading of how much money you have on your platform. And also the other part, we'll see, I assume by the end of next week or the week after that, if Changpeng Zhao ends up being in trouble. Changpeng Zhao is the face of Binance. He is not Binance. Binance itself will probably not close down. It seems that they're just going after some funds from Changpeng Zhao, maybe allegedly what he might have done. So, yeah, I don't really know how else to sugarcoat that one. Also in the news, this was floating around as well. A lot of people were not too happy about this. Basically, Changpeng Zhao, or rather Binance in this, both of them. There was someone who was complaining on Twitter on the 9th of December that something was wrong with their account. They said that they couldn't find their money. They couldn't find their funds. Can you please help me out? And them complaining on Twitter allegedly led to their account being shut down. The trader claimed in a series of tweets that Binance wasn't able to provide him with appropriate support after he said his funds had been stolen. Here's the tweet forward right here. Binance's CEO also took to Twitter on the 9th of December to clarify the situation. He said, Mamba, there is also no keys for us, no way for us to be sure users didn't steal their own keys, alleging that the person may have stolen their own funds and then claimed that their funds were stolen. The trades were also done using API keys you created. Otherwise, we will just be paying for users to lose their API keys. Hope you understand. Basically saying if you took them yourself, then you took your own coins. If you didn't take it, we can't really verify because etc., etc. The person continued to complain, saying, hey, there's a really big problem here. As the user continued to complain on social media platform, Changpeng Zhao admitted in another tweet to be considering putting the user's account in offboarding or withdrawal mode only, claiming that we don't want to service people who are unreasonable. The tweet was later deleted, but is still available as people took tons of screenshots. People take screenshots of everything. The user's account was then closed, and they only have 3 days left to withdraw their funds. I need you to understand that these are companies. They are private companies, and they can do what they want, when they want, how they want with your money at any given time. The amount of faith that people put into cryptocurrency exchanges is extravagantly terrifying, because the point of Bitcoin is to move away from the banking system. The entire point of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are to be able to be your own bank, to custody them yourself. We have ways of doing this, whether it be on your computer or on your phone or even through a ledger. Surprise, yeah, there's that word once again. So the fact that people have simply moved from banks to cryptocurrency exchanges, and situations like this aren't rare. They happen across every single platform. It's just a lot of times people don't hear about it or don't actually see the news to read it. So this was also very popular news, but of course, this was overshadowed, shadowed by the news of the century. Yeah, for those of you who didn't hear it, Sam Bankman-Fried has been put into detention, has been detained within the Bahamas. A lot of people speculated for a long time that this man had fled the country or was on Mars or something else like that. Nope, he was in the Bahamas the entire time. I don't think he ever actually tried to hide where he was. He simply just didn't, appear in public as often. This, of course, once again, the timing of it, this has completely overshadowed the Binance news for what it's worth. A lot of people are very excited, very happy, I'm sure throwing parties because of this man's arrest. There's no current deal or date to extradite him, to send him to the United States. And I'm sure people will be upset with that as well, especially if it ends up taking weeks. The current things against him, I believe, have to do with tons of money laundering and money hiding and conspiracy to commit money, whatever they are trying to find. So this is the reason, apparently, why he was arrested. The most popular news story floating around right now. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's obsessed with it. Everyone can't wait for the documentary to come out. Everyone can't wait to see exactly how sad he is inside of his prison cell, because and people were and I wrote a joke yesterday night. I was asking people if they were still obsessed with Sam Bankman-Fried. And this was before the actual arrest happened. Around 99% were like, no, can we please move on? About a good 3% came back and they were like, no, I'm obsessed with it because he stole billions of dollars. And I say this in the nicest way possible. If you are upset with what Sam Bankman-Fried allegedly did, and I have to say allegedly because it hasn't gone to court yet, no one knows if he's going to be tried for it, please be as upset about the world around you as well, about like actual injustice, about what banks do every single day and how they treat their customers, and how banks are always, this isn't even allegedly, banks are always laundering money, but they don't get in trouble because they made the rules for it. Banks stole and continue to steal hundreds of billions of dollars from billions of people around the world every single year. So I think if there was a bit of, especially being in the cryptocurrency space, I think we need some energy redirection, in that we know that banks are garbage. We know that they are corrupt. So the $6 billion that Sam Bankman-Fried is alleged to have stole, redirect all that anger at the people who destroyed the world's financial markets in 2008 and 2009, and we would live in such a better place, because those people caused the collapse and the destruction of trillions of dollars worth of wealth. So unless we get news that Sam Bankman-Fried has caused the collapse of, and not the, what's the word for it? The word's not inadvertent. I get that everyone panicked when the FTX thing happened because you were told to panic. I told you that they were going to tell you to start to panic, and then everyone began to panic. Sam Bankman-Fried is not Bitcoin. Sam Bankman-Fried did not create the blockchain. Sam Bankman-Fried is not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not FTX. They do not work together. They are not the exact same thing. So now that we've gotten past all of this, he's now in custody. I hope that you can all sleep better at night. I hope that you can all realize that we are currently undergoing hyperinflation around most of the world, and the world's economies are actually collapsing. So maybe we can just get back to the good old cryptocurrency news without worrying about where this man is, what he's doing, how he's lying or hiding or hid before when the documentary's coming out. Because I know that what he did allegedly was egregious. But there are tons of world leaders who are doing even worse than that all the time to you and other citizens. And for some reason, Sam Bankman-Fried has been put at the center of everything, as if, once again, as if he's this crazy mastermind. The guy's a goof. I don't know if you've ever seen him talking on any interview. He's not Dr. Evil. He's not the worst thing that we've ever had. There are tons of people in crypto who for the last 9 years have been far more despicable. But, you know, Sam Bankman-Fried is the face of evil right now. So that's just how it goes. Also circulating in the news, which also was completely not paid attention to, people have allegedly apparently also found Kwon, the guy who caused the Terra Luna collapse. He is apparently in Serbia, but a lot of people don't care about this because he's no longer the most evil thing on the entire planet. Remember when Pepperidge Farm remembers, remember when all those YouTubers were like, oh, I lost $17 million because Terra Luna dropped down to like half a cent the next day? And we believed that it was caused by one person, and everyone was like really intent on Sam Bankman-Frieding him. So yeah, apparently he's in Serbia. We'll find out. I was reading around. It's believed that he's in Serbia, and people are trying to find him and capture him and extradite him and all this other stuff. So we'll see exactly where that ends up going. But of course, a lot of people don't care, because what ends up happening is that if next year, something else crazy happens, and you know there's a bigger Sam Bankman-Fried, people will also forget about Sam Bankman-Fried like they kind of forgot about Kwon. Remember Kwon? Remember how that was a big news story earlier this year? Where everybody forgot? Oh well. Have fun in Serbia. That's the Sam Bankman-Fried has been founded, and Kwon has also apparently been founded in news as well. Yeah. Let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Martin Steuer, Bodie McBoatface, Sam Ratter, Dotha Diddy, Manny Cryptos, Crypto Gambino, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Jamie Saad, and Let's Move On, Empire Queen, Roman Geba, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave the Dealer's Den, Captain Something in the Z, Way, Lay, Mobarazi, VB Nerd 21, Lauren De Silva, Quoted, Biddy, Troy, All Good, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Pat Turnoster, Navarro Williams, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal, Rita, Bibliophobia, Adam Graysick, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the world, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Setsuna, Paxis, Nick Mangi Alavori, once again, hello, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, minting coins, yes to crypto, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Machonisa, and On Crypto with Lionel. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. Thank you to everyone who left a like, a comment, or has subscribed. That's always very much appreciated as well. At the moment, Bitcoin is at 17,194 US dollars. It is up by 1.34 percentile points. Ethereum is up by 1.1%. Binance coin is logically down by 5.68%. It's actually not even as low as I would have expected it to go. I guess maybe people have realized that Changpeng Zhao is a human and he's not Binance coin. No, that's weird. People would never actually think logically. A lot of the coins look like they're trying to go back up. There must be some kind of tiny movement that's happening around here as well. We should get a more accurate reading of where prices are going to go by the time the stock market has opened. Litecoin is up by 1.4 percentile points. Uniswap is up by 2% as well. Everything else is down-esque. Couple of percent. Apecoin is down by 5%. There was no Apecoin news, but alas, here we are. Quant is up by 2. Internet Computer is down by 3. This is a friendly reminder to everyone out there who was hoping and praying and wishing and thinking that cryptocurrency prices would go back down so that they could acquire at a lower price. I hope you've been buying your socks off, and I mean that sincerely, because I don't want to hear it from one person, not a one of you. When prices go back up, I don't want to hear anyone say, no, go back down because I haven't finished accumulating. That is very rude and greedy of you. Everybody wants the prices to go back up. This is your chance. Prices are super low. If you haven't been buying, I cannot help you because we've had a good year of prices falling. So hope you made the most of it. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, commenting, subscribing, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.